Na leo nimekuja sababu ya kutimiza ahadi za Mungu. Kabla ya kusema chochote, nataka tusome maneno ya Mungu kidogo. Mimi sio mhubiri, lakini nataka nisome maneno ya Mungu katika kitabu cha Isaya 38 na mstari wa kwanza. Mama kuna tusomee.
Tunasoma neno takatifu la Mungu. Kitabu cha Isaya sura 38 mstari wa kwanza. Tunasoma kwa jina la Bwana wetu Yesu Kristo. Amen. Kichwa cha leo tunasema ugonjwa na kupona kwa Hezekia. Katika siku zile Hezekia alikuwa na ugonjwa karibu kufa. Na nabii Isaya mwana wa Amozi akakuja kwake, akamwambia, Bwana anasema hivi, tengeneza maneno ya nyumba yako, maana utakufa wala hutaishi. Amen.
Fikisha kwenye mstari wa 7.
Na Hezekia aligeuza macho yake kwa kibambazi na aliomba Bwana, akasema, Bwana, kumbuka ninakusihi, kama nilivyotembea mbele yako kwa kweli na kwa moyo mtimilifu, na nimefanya yaliyo mema kwa macho yako. Hezekia akalia sana, na neno la Bwana lilikuja kwa Isaya kusema, kwenda nasema na Hezekia, Bwana Mungu wa Daudi baba yako anasema hivi, nimesikia maombi yako, nimeona machozi yako. Tazama, nitaongeza siku zako kadiri ya miaka kadiri ya miaka 15. Nami nitakuokoa wewe na mji huu toka mkono wa mfalme wa Asuria. Nami nitachunga mji huu. 7 na ndio ya mwisho. Hili litakuwa alama kwako kutoka kwa Bwana, ya kuwa Bwana atafanya neno hili alilolisema. Amen.
Amen. Haya ndio maneno ya Mungu.
These are the words of God.
Haya ndio msingi wa ushuhuda wangu.
It is the foundation of my testimony.
Kinachonileta hapa,
What brought me here?
yani ni ushuhuda, sio kumshukuru Mungu. Iko tofauti.
A testimony is not
Iko
a
tofauti
testimony.
na ushuhuda na kumshukuru Mungu.
There is a testimony and a
Kwa
testimony.
sababu ushuhuda wangu ni mrefu sana.
Because my testimony is
Unaweza
long.
ukamaliza tangu asubuhi mpaka jioni.
We can start from morning till evening and without finishing.
Nataka niseme katika haya maneno,
I want to say in these few words,
Hezekia aliugua sana.
He was very sick.
Na mtumishi na manabii Isaya,
And
Mungu akamwambia,
Isaiah told
nenda kamwambia Hezekia,
go and tell Hezekiah
ayandae maisha yake yote,
to prepare his life,
atengeneze vitu vya ndani ya nyumba
to
yake,
prepare the things
kwa
of
sababu
his house,
hatapona,
because he will not going to get healed.
atakufa.
He will die.
Lakini Hezekia akakumbuka,
But Hezekiah remembered,
alipoanza kusikia ujumbe wa Mungu,
when he started
akalia
listening to the
sana.
message of God and crying,
alipolia
when he cried,
akaanza kutazama ukuta,
he started looking at the
akaanza
wall,
kumkumbusha Mungu
and he started remembering
jinsi
God,
alivyotembea na
the
yeye,
way he
jinsi
walked with him,
alivyomtumikia.
the way he worked for him,
Akalia sana,
and he cried.
na Mungu kilio chake
And-
kilio cha Hezekia kikamfikia
And
Mungu.
the cry of Hezekiah went to
Hezekia
God,
akaongezewa siku za kuishi,
and God
kabla ya
added
kufa
days to live before he
akaishi,
died. And he
akaongezewa
lived.
miaka 15.
They added 15
Ipo
years.
na mimi nimesimama hapa,
And that's why I stand
nimesimama kwa
here.
nyongeza ya Mungu,
And I stand here because of the addition
nimesimama
of
hapa kuja
God.
kumshukuru Mungu
I stand here to
na
come and
kushuhudia
thank God
matendo na makuu Mungu
and to
aliyonitendea.
testify the
Mimi
goodness and
nilianza
the greatness
kuugua
that He
mwaka
has
wa
done.
2021.
I started being sick in
Ndipo nilishikwa na
2021.
ugonjwa,
That's when I was sick.
na ugonjwa ule ulikuwa ugonjwa wa hatari.
And it was a very bad sickness.
Ulikuwa ugonjwa haujulikani,
It was a sickness that was not unknown.
kwa sababu kuna watu walikuwa wameandaa mtoto wangu,
Because there are people that were preparing my
wakampigia simu
child.
wakamwambia,
They called him and told him,
mama yako
your mother
mwaka huyu
this year
na mwezi huyu
and this
na tarehe hii
month and this date,
atakuwa amekufa,
she will die.
atashikwa na ugonjwa wa kila aina.
She will have every kind of
Wakasema
sickness.
nitashikwa na ugonjwa wa moyo
And they say you have
na
a heart
cancer,
disease and
na
cancer.
Wakamwambia mtoto wangu siku zangu na tarehe za kufariki.
And they told my child the day that I'll die.
Mtoto wangu akaogopa kuniambia hivyo.
And my child feared to
Kwa
tell
sababu
me.
mimi nilikuwa natumika kazi.
Because I was also
Nikaanza kusikia
working.
maumivu ndani ya mkono.
And I started feeling pain on my.
Siku moja tukaenda sokoni.
And one day we went to the shop.
Mtoto wangu nikaanza kulalamika kuhusu mkono.
And I started feeling
Mtoto wangu
pain.
akaanza kuniambia mimi.
And my child told me.
Siwezi nikakwambia vitu nilivyosikia.
I cannot tell you
Na mtu
what they told
alinipigia
me.
simu akasema hivi na hivi.
There's a person who called me and
Akaniambia
said
kwa
this
sababu wewe ni
and this.
Mkristo.
Because you're a Christian.
Hakuna chochote, ndio maana niliogopa kukuambia.
There is no problem, that's why I fear to
Nikamwambia
tell you.
usiniambie.
He said, don't tell me.
Nikamuuliza ni nani amekupigia
And
simu?
I asked him, who called
Akaogopa
you?
kuniambia.
And he feared to tell me.
Kabla ya mwisho akaniambia.
And at the end, he told me.
Nikasema huyo mtu aliyekupigia simu.
And I said, that person
Huyo
who
ndiye
called you,
alifanya.
that's the person who
Anataka
did it.
nimpatie pesa.
They want me to
Alafu
give
niende
them
kwake
money
anitibie.
to go for them so they
Lakini
can heal
mimi
me.
pesa zangu hatakula.
But he's not going to eat my money.
Kwa hiyo wiki nikashikwa na miguu.
And then that week
Miguu
it
yote
came on my feet.
ikavunjika.
And all my feet was broken.
Sikuwa natembea.
I wasn't walking.
Yaani nilikuwa naenda na iburuti chini.
And I was
Sijui kama
dragging
unaweza
them.
kuona kuku iliyovunjika miguu au
I don't
bata.
know if you have seen a chicken
Watu
that
walikuwa
is broken
wanashangaa mimi
legs.
nilikuwa naenda hivi.
And people will look at me, they'll be
Kabla ya
surprised I'm
hapo
walking like this.
magonjwa akainuka.
And from there, the
Kashikwa na
sickness
mguu
came.
huyu.
The sickness came on this
Huyu
leg,
mguu ukawa na paralize.
and that leg became
Nikaanza
paralyzed.
kutembea.
And I was walking,
Nikaanza kutembea bila kujali ule mguu.
and I was walking without feeling.
Siku moja nikawa kanisani.
And one day I was in church,
Nikaanza kujikuna hapa kwenye mguu.
and I started scratching
Nikasikia
myself,
mguu ni kama muti wa uliyekauka tangu
and
zamani.
I felt like it's like a
Nikasema
rock
kumbe
or
vile
a
vitu
wood.
si vya kawaida.
And I said, this is not normal.
Nikaanza kuangamizwa sana.
And I started being in
Na mguu
pain.
mwingine ukashikwa.
And the other leg followed.
Nilichomwa moto.
I was feeling
Sasa hivi
fire.
nimesimama hapa.
And I hear I'm standing here
Kuaibisha shetani
to
kwa
make
kazi
the
zote
devil ashamed
alizofanya.
for all the work that he has done.
Nilichomwa moto na mapepo.
I was in fire
Miguu yangu
with
miwili
demons.
unapoona nimechomwa
My
moto.
2 feet
Ule
that you
moto
see
sijawahi
was in fire
kuona.
that I never
Yaani
felt.
moto ulikuwa unachoma kwenye
A
miguu.
fire that was burning.
Kilichokosekana tu ni kwa sababu watu hawawezi, sikuwezi kuona
What was not,
moto unainuka.
it's because it
Lakini
wasn't
nilikuwa
sin,
ndani ya miguu yangu.
but in my feet,
Nilikuwa shida sana.
it was very trouble.
Nikaanza kuteseka sana.
And I started
Nikaanza
trouble.
kuhangaika
And
sana.
I started being
Miguu
in pain.
ikaachiwa.
And my feet
Na ule
was
moto
left.
ukaendelea.
And the fire
Wakaanza
continued.
kutuma vingine kwa ndani ya tumbo.
And they started
Ndani ya
sending
tumbo langu
others
ilikuwa
in
kama
my
mawe.
stomach. And in stomach was
Asubuhi
like,
wanatuma mawe.
they sent rocks.
Mchana wanamtisha vingine.
And in the
Jioni wanatuma vingine.
in the daylight they sent
Kama
other
nyasi
things.
hizi nyasi nyeupe.
It's like
Ndio
the
ulikuwa
herbs
nasikia ndani ya tumbo yangu zinaunguruma.
that you feel in your stomach are
Ndani
running
ya
around.
asubuhi nasikia ni mawe.
And in the morning
Mawe
I feel
yanaanza
like
kunguruma
rocks.
ndani ya tumbo.
Rocks are running around.
Mchana mnasikia ni nyasi.
And when it's
Jioni nasikia
noon, I see ribs. And in the evening,
Ndivyo ilikuwa inatumika ndani ya
that's
wanatuma
what
ndani ya
was
tumbo
walking
langu.
in my stomach.
Asubuhi wanatuma
And
nyasi.
in the morning they will
Sia.
send herbs.
Sia. Ndio
Insects.
tulikuwa yaani kila uchawi wote ulikuwa
Said
unatumika
any
ndani ya
kind of
ya ulimwengu
witchcraft
mzima.
was walking.
Walikuwa wanatuma kila
They
kitu
were
chochote
sending it to me.
wanachoona wanafanya ndicho kilikuwa kinatumika ndani ya
Anything that they
tumbo
would
langu.
think.
Walikuwa wanageuza mambo makubwa
They
sana.
were changing a lot
Nilihangaika
of
sana
stuff.
nikateseka.
And I went through a lot of
Mpaka
pain.
watoto wakakimbia
And until the
wakaniacha
child
mimi
ran
peke
away
yangu.
and they left me alone.
Walipoanza kuniacha peke yangu
And when they started leaving me
wakasema
alone,
sisi tunataka tutafute wafumu wa
they said we were about to find
Mimi
which
nikasema
doctors to
sitakuwa
come
na waganga wa
and treat you.
kienyeji.
And I said, which doctor
kama
will not
nikufa
treat me?
nitafia katika mikono ya
If it
Mungu.
is to die, I will die
Mimi
in the hands of God.
sitakubali kutibiwa na
But
waganga
I
wa
will not
kienyeji.
accept to be treated by
Watoto wangu
witch
tuanza
doctors.
kugombana sana.
And we started
Wewe
fighting with
wakaenda
my children.
wakapitia kwenye sehemu nyingine wakapigia watu Afrika
And they
na
left
wakatafuta waganga wa
and
kienyeji.
called people in
Vitu
Africa to
walikuwa
find the witch
wanafanya kule
doctors.
Afrika.
The things that they were
Huku
doing in
kwangu mimi
Africa.
ndio nilikuwa nateseka.
Here I was the
Nikasikia
one suffering.
mabadiliko tena
And
imeongezeka.
I see the
Mapepo
changing
na
becoming
umewahi
more.
kuona mapepo
You see demons
yanatibu mapepo mengine.
that treat other demons.
Hawezekani.
That's not
Nikaanza
possible.
kuteseka
And
sana.
I started being in
Watoto
pain.
mimi naomba napigia watumishi wa Mungu waniombee.
And I called the
Mimi
servant of the
napiga
Lord to
simu
call
watoto wangu
them.
wanapigia waganga
But
wa
my
kienyeji.
children will call the
Na
witch
wale walikuwa
doctors.
wanapigia masimu.
And those the same ones they were calling, they're the ones that were disturbing me.
Mrefu ushuhuda wangu ni mrefu.
My
Acha niseme kitu
testimony
kilichonileta kwa sasa hivi.
is long. Let me say what brought me here.
Yaani nilikuwa nimehangaika sana.
So I was really in pain.
Watoto nikaamua kuacha.
And I decided to leave the children alone. And I left among the children.
Yaani nilikuwa kila usiku wote nilikuwa napiga kelele.
It was at night I was crying. I wouldn't speak. I wouldn't say anything. I've been broken with all my legs. And I cannot stand, I cannot walk. And a young man of 20 years is the one carrying me. And I went into the room. And when I went to go to the living room, that's where I was going into a lot of pain. And I started listening in the house, a lot of things going around. And I went through a lot. I've been praying for people. I cannot count. Even the Freemasons were among them. Even the people that were going to hell were there. If you are in problems, when a problem comes to you, when you go into a trial, you cannot look who's going to heal you. Every prayer word that comes, they will just come and pray for you. And you cannot know if this one is being used by God or not. I would pray upon, I cannot count. And the people that were praying for me, and it goes to them. It goes to them. Every prayer that comes to pray for me, it goes back to them. And they all left me. And I just left alone with my God. And I went through that trouble. And I remember one day, the whole night, I didn't want to sleep. And the children took me outside around because of not sleeping in the house. The things that were in that house were and when it was time, we were going around. And I arrived at a place. My relative saying, "Sir, just things is not easy. Let us take him out from here." And they took me from there. And they sent me to Calvary. When I reached the Calvary, it is when I saw more than what I saw in Lethbridge. And in a bad chance, I went to rent in the house of a witch, and he placed to other gods. And I started fighting the demons all night, every day. And I was very troubled, and I reached a point. I have pictures. I was walking with I couldn't lift anything. I was just walking, crawling. And people I called and took me pictures, and they have pictures. And I have some pictures. That's when I heard about this father. They told me about his things, and I looked for him. And when he started praying for me, he started praying for me on the phone. And I want to do it faster because of time. Because of time. And I started praying for him. And when he prayed for me, the person that was renting and he started moving and moving his stuff. It was like at midnight or 11, that's when he started working. At that time, I'm not walking, I'm not sleeping. And all my everywhere is pain. I had nowhere. That's to live on. And I went through that for 6 months. I'm just leaning on the wall without sleeping. Where should I sleep? I cannot sleep on my stomach. I cannot sleep on my back. I cannot sleep on the ribs. And it was 6 months. The way you see Pastor, the way he is, that's how I stayed. And when he started praying for me, and because this my feet, if I stand like this feet goes this way, the other one goes the other way. You lift your feet with your hands, and by that time your hand and your stomach wants to eat. Where would I receive food? My child there is at school with his brother in school. And I stay home. If you look at the place that I was sleeping, and you see, is this a place that I was sleeping here, or it was a cow? I don't have the strength to wash. I don't have the strength to wash. So I went through a lot of pain. But this God of heaven, it came his time. God heard the cry. The way he heard the cry is higher. When and I was also making God remember the job that I've done. Remember the videos that I've done. Remember the handicap that I made God remember a lot of things. And I saw that because it was not the time of God, the trouble continued. And when it came in June, and I went to be treated. They passed me through 3 days, and they didn't see any sickness. On any scanning, they didn't see anything. They started with the feet, with the back. And on the 3rd day is when they said, may I go again to another x-ray? And I went. And when I went, then they saw something on my back. And that thing came into me in 2018. That's when I reached to Canada. And that thing started entering. And where it passed, it became a hole. And it was hurting. I couldn't sit. I couldn't do anything. And even to go to school, I wasn't able. It took me home. Because of sitting. That's what they saw on my back, and they did an operation. And to go to the hospital, it was the timing of God. I came here to testify God. And when my parents started praying for me, you remember the day that I came here? They prayed for me a lot. And I went back home. And they continued praying for me. And when they took the time to go to Africa, they didn't stop the prayer. They continued to pray. Big prayer and powerful prayer. And I went to the hospital to be hospitalized in July. That's when I went through operation. And they were into a prayer time. And I will tell them, here at the hospital praying for me. And they will stay through my prayer. And they prayed for me. And on the operation, I went there at 11 a.m. and we were done by 5 p.m. Because my body has a lot of problems. You can put needles on me so I can sleep. So they put a needle on me to sterilize me. And they continue to pray. And the people in Africa pray. And what I was saying in front of God, I thank God a lot. When I was in the hospital in August, I stayed there for 2 months. And they took me from the operation hospital, and they took me to the hospital of handicaps to do the physio, to stand up and walk. And while our parents would continue praying. And that's why God moved a team where they went in Africa at night to pray. They had a gathering for you. And they went into prayer. And when they were into prayer, and God came down and went through one person. I said, I have a person at a place. I want you to pray for me. I know her from my child. And there's something I want to do. And as Also, my parents are in prayer. In Africa, they're also in prayer. The nurse, 8 of them. And God came to do the work. He is the one who came and started putting because my vein,
watu wa kiroho walikuwa wananiona.
Yaani mishipa
kuchoma moto kufanya nini? Nikatesa katika mateso makubwa sana. Lakini wakati wa Mungu ulipofika,
when the time of God arrived,
God did
His work.
Watu wengi waliopigwa sababu ya mimi.
A lot of people that will fall because of me. Don't look at me. It is God who's going to pay you.
Mlizopewa sababu ya mimi.
The work that you've been given,
ninamshukuru Mungu mtumishi wa Mungu.
I thank God for the servant of God that who stayed in prayer with his wife and the other team in Africa prayed for me.
Nikaanza kufikia kwenye hatua ya kutembea.
And until I came at the moment of walking.
Nilisikia sauti ndani ya moyo wangu.
And in the hospitals when I hear the voice, stand up.
Nikatoka kwenye kitanda.
And I stood up from my bed. I went to the washroom. And while I'm holding the wall, and I get back and I wash my hands. And I go back to the bed. That's when my healing. But now this feet, and the way you see me standing, don't think the way you see you feel it's not my feet. It's been destroyed. And if you step on me, I'm not going to feel anything. I'm not going to feel anything. It is the feet is like this. It's hurt. But I thank God. I thank God. God who added more days of my life, that who uses servants and to give them strength and anointing to pray for people that have been chained to be broken. And I thank God. And I thank God for the servant of God. May God bless you with your wife, with all the group that you're praying. May God bless you. I want to make it short because of time. And this is my first time when we started praying for her on the phone.
Na vita vilikuwa vingi kwake. Haikuwa rahisi kama jinsi anatoka kuvisema.
It was not easy as the way she said.
Ilifikia wakati mmoja tunaanza kumwombea.
It came at a time when we started praying for her.
Na aliona maajabu ndani ya nyumba yake.
And he saw things in her house.
Aliona ndege inatoka nje.
He saw a bird coming
na ikaingia ndani ya nyumba.
Come inside the
ilichukua
house.
Au ilileta?
It brought.
Walileta. Nikusema ndege ilitoka nje, ikaja mpaka mnyumba, ikaleta kitu gani uliona? Nguo nilipotea ndani ya nyumba yake. Ile ndege ikarudisha. Basi mjakazi akatuambia hiyo habari. Akamwambia kazi inaanza hapo. Wewe usijali maumivu ya mwili ataisha tu. Tukaendelea na maombi. Mungu akamtembelea. Mama akaanza kusimama. Akasema pastor, ninaanza kusimama. Miguu inaanza kukaza kidogo. Kitu ambacho kilipita pale ni safari ile ilikuja ili tupate kwenda Afrika tena. Basi hapo tukachanganyikiwa sote. Lakini tukamwambia hakuna shida, tutaendelea tunamwombea. Basi njoo mnamuona Jocelyn. Kweli haikuwa rahisi kwake. Sio huyu? Njoo yeye huyu. Njoo yeye huyu wakati alifika Bethsaida.
This is how when she came to Bethsaida.
Alikuja hapa kanisani.
She came here to church.
Na na Mungu akatutukuza kwa wote.
And God glorified.
Go. Basi Mungu ambariki mjakazi wa Mungu.
May God bless you.
Kwa kazi yene Mungu amekutendea.
For the work that God has
kwa kweli umpende Mungu sana. Kwa maana vita vile ulipita ndani zilikuwa ni vita vikubwa sana. Lakini Mungu ni Mungu tu. Umtumikie maisha yako yote. Na wale wote panakuwa hata pia mchungaji mwenye iko na hasira naye. Kwa maana mchungaji alipigwa ajili yake.
Because that pastor was fought because of
Lakini umhurumie.
But may you forgive.
Sio yeye.
It's not him.
Sio yeye.
It's not him.
Mungu akubariki.
May God bless you.
Basi tunashukuru kwa kipindi hicho.